Welcome back, my degenerates. It is week 8 of the NFL, and today I'm going to be giving you my small risks and big rewards for the games ahead. In today's quick episode, I'm going to give you my picks for each game's money line, the spreads, and of course the over and under totals. And for those of you that follow along, I use ProLine Stadium bets to preview the odds because we're here to keep it Canadian, eh? Time to beat the odds. Let's go. So before we get going, please leave a like to support the channel. And if you want to follow along, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification for future videos. So let's go ahead and pull up the spread. There we go for game number 1. So game number 1, we have the Carolina Panthers heading in to Atlanta. And Atlanta is favored at home by 3 points, which is, I think, pretty fair. It's a divisional game, and the Falcons have been looking a lot better than they normally have been, so they're favored on the at home. And the Panthers haven't looked phenomenal. Sam Darnold has been looking pretty pitiful as well. That being said, in this game, I think 3 points is enough to lay the visiting team. So in this game, I'm actually going to choose for the money line. I'm going to choose Carolina. I'm going to say that they stay within 3 points. And I'm going to think it's going to be a sloppy, not so phenomenal divisional game. And I would be taking the under for that game there. On to game number 2 of the week. We have the high-flying AFC leading Cincinnati Bengals at the low-flying, probably below their clearance level, New York Jets. Cincy goes on the road and they're favored by 10.5 points in New York with an over-under total of 42.5. This is your top spread across the board. This is a money line win for Cincinnati. This is a stomping. They're going to win by more than 10.5 points. This is arguably the best team in the AFC versus one of the worst, if not the worst team in the AFC. And the over-under, I'm going to take the over. I think Cincinnati could technically put up these kind of points. I mean, New England just put up a 50 burger on the Jets last week. So I do not think that is out of the realm of possibilities. Moving on to the Los Angeles Rams visiting the Houston Texans. This is a big spread. This is a big spread of 15 points laying on the Rams. Back-to-back weeks where they're getting a 6 cents to the dollar payout on the money line. But again, this one's short and simple, keeping it quick. Visiting team, money line, visiting team, spread. They're going to win by 15. I would take the spread if it was 20. And then the over, again, the Rams can put up those kind of points on their own. So I don't see the under hitting on that one. Miami at Buffalo. I'm going to be honest. I can't believe that they're only giving the Bills 14 points here. An over-under of 48.5, which I think is pretty fair. But Miami, my goodness, what a underperforming and disappointing team this year. It's Buffalo money line. They're paying 8 cents to the dollar for a good reason. And it's Buffalo spread as well. I think they're gonna just destroy Miami at home. Buffalo beats bad teams, especially divisional bad teams. And give me the over on that one too. Simple. Philadelphia Eagles at the Detroit Lions. This might be the game that I am the least confident in on which way or the other. We have a struggling Philadelphia team, poorly coached. Jalen Hurts has been awesome for fantasy, but has not looked like a good football quarterback. Playing in Detroit against a team that has a lot of heart and a lot of hustle, but that's really all they got. The Lions are a 3.5 point underdog at home, and the over-under is 48.5. I'm going to take the under off the hop. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Philadelphia wins this. I think it's a money line Philadelphia, but I honestly think that 3.5 points might be too much. So I'm going to take Detroit on the spread for this one. They could win it outright. It's tough because Detroit, like I said, they're putting a lot of heart and hustle into things, and Philadelphia isn't a team that's going to blow them up. Maybe they will. Who knows in this game? But I think they're gassed from last week. I think they gave everything they possibly could with trick plays and fake punts and onside kicks and everything against the Rams to keep that game closer than it should have been. And honestly, I just think that they're gassed. So Philadelphia money line, Detroit spread, and I'll take the dirty under. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. I actually haven't highlighted which team I think will win the money line here. But that being said, I think that shows you right off the hop that I'm going to give Pittsburgh the 3.5 points on the road. I think they keep this within a field goal, if not win the game outright. I like the over in this game as well. I don't think either defense has been playing up to their standards. If I had to pick, I think I'm going to take Cleveland money line. Right now, if Baker plays, I don't know. I don't know if that makes things better or worse for Cleveland. Chubb should be in, so that's obviously going to make a difference too. Yeah, I'll take Cleveland money line. I'll take Pittsburgh spread, and I'll take the over for that one there. San Francisco 49ers, one of the most disappointing teams of the season right now, go into Chicago, who has been, an okay team. Their defense is okay. Their offense has been meh. Justin Fields looks like garbage out there, and he's kind of been thrown into a shit sandwich that is the staffing situation in Chicago. Then again, Matt Nagy is not going to be there. He's out this week. Some COVID problems, I'm assuming. I actually don't remember what the headline was, so I apologize for not having my research on that one done. But I remember seeing Matt Nagy will not sit in, special teams coach taking over. 3.5 points does seem, again, I think this is going to be the trend for today. It's the San Francisco being the favorite is going to win the money line, but I think 3.5 points is too much, so I'm going to give the spread to Chicago, and I'm going to take the over on the 39.5 in this game as well. I don't know. If San Francisco doesn't blow up Chicago this week, if you're a Niners fan, you have to be concerned, and that's just how it is. Tennessee at Indianapolis, another divisional game. AFC South, big implications in this game. Over under at 51, which is great for fantasy out there. Indianapolis is favored at home by 2.5, so not a full field goal at home. And I think that's giving them a little bit of a disservice. I think their defense is playing better than they could have been, stepping up, especially with the injuries they've had. And I think that their offense is just, don't get me wrong, the Titans can run the ball better than most out there. But I just think that Indianapolis is going to run the ball a bit better. So that being said, I'm going to take Indianapolis. I'm going to take the Colts money line. I'm going to take the Colts 2.5 favorite at home. And I'm going to take a nice over in this game as well. I'm going to take the over 51 points as well. Jacksonville at Seattle. This is a weird one too, man. Seattle has looked atrocious. Geno Smith hasn't looked good. I don't know why Pete Carroll isn't just throwing the ball to DK Metcalf. Like, when you're in a weird situation and you need to win a game, just give the ball to your most talented, most athletic guy. And DK has proven that he does things when he gets the ball. They're just not doing it for whatever reason that might be. Seattle's defense has looked a lot better than it has. Jacksonville, coming off a big win, bye week. 3.5 points seems almost too much for Seattle. But I'm going to take it. I think this is a get-right game for Seattle. I'm going to take the money line for Seattle. I'm going to take the 3.5 points at home for Seattle. And I'm going to take the over of 44.5. I think that Pete Carroll and the boys get it done against a team that is, just not a good football team. That being said, this could be one of those games, too, where Jacksonville could easily upset Seattle, and it wouldn't blow my mind. But I think Seattle, they need to get it right this week, or they're not going very far this year. New England at the Chargers. This is a fun game. I think last year the Chargers got blown out like 42-0 in New England. Something like that. Not great for them. But now they're favored at home by 4.5 points. Justin Herbert versus the rookie Mac Jones. 49.5 over under. I'm definitely taking the over here. I feel like both offenses have been clicking fairly well. The Chargers have a really good pass rush. Their run defense has been atrocious. And New England likes to run the ball. Okay, I'm gonna take Los Angeles at home money line. I'm also gonna take the 4.5 point spread. I think that they can beat the Pats by more than a field goal here. If they win by 3, it wouldn't surprise me either. So I do kind of hesitate on the 4.5. No, I'm sticking to it. Chargers 4.5, and I'm gonna take the over in this game as well. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Tampa Bay at New Orleans, another divisional game, NFC South. big implications again. Both teams are doing very well. Tampa Bay on the road, favored by 4.5. Then over under 48.5. I think the money line is Tampa Bay. I think they're the better team. Across almost all aspects of the ball, maybe not so much on defense in total. But I think 4.5 points is too much for a divisional game with it in New Orleans against a team that looks like they're playing very well. Give me the under 48.5. Give me New Orleans spread and give me Tampa Bay money line. Oh, we have a problem here. It won't let me scroll down for my spread. One moment while I fix things. Thanks for your patience. And just like that, we're back. Technology is wonderful when it plays nice. So we're moving into Washington at Denver. This is another one of those weird games, but honestly, Denver has been better at home than they have been on the road. And they usually smash bad teams. And Washington is not, they've not been a good football team this year, which sucks. I like to see Washington do well. Beginning of the year, I actually put money on them to win the division. Not looking phenomenal. It feels bad to see a Ron Rivera coached team looking just atrocious like they have been. We have a 3-point spread for the home favorites, which I think is low, and an under of 45. Give me Denver at home, money line. Give me the spread of 3 points, and give me the under for a sloppy game in Denver. All right, Sunday night. Big game. Two teams coming off their bye weeks. Dallas Cowboys at the Minnesota Vikings. Again, big implications in this game for the NFC. Minnesota has made they've won some games they shouldn't have, and they lost some games they shouldn't have. They keep coming down to the wire. I'm taking the over, 51.5. Give me that. I think both teams offensively are phenomenal and defensively are, okay. I'm going to also take the Vikings money line at home, and I'm going to take the spread of 3 points as well. And that's mostly on the fact that I don't know for certain, but I have a hunch that Dak will not be in, and that really stifles the offense for Dallas, and I just don't think they'll be able to keep up with the Vikings, who are flying high right now offensively. All right, moving on. Lastly, to our last game of the week, we have the New York Giants at the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. Man, do the Chiefs ever need to win this game? They're favored at home by 10 solid points, and the over/under is 51.5. First and foremost, give me the over. Bad defenses. Just New York looked good last week. They played Carolina. No, that's not the norm. 10 points does seem like too many, though. I think if Kansas City doesn't win this game, they are absolutely done for the year. I think that they should blow them out. I hope I'm wrong on the 10 points. I'm going to take Kansas City money line. I'm going to take the Giants to cover the 10 points. And I'm going to take the over. But I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope that Kansas City turns things around and really gets that going. All right, so those are my spreads, money lines, and our totals of the over-unders. So now we're going to lay it small on the line. My send-off for you guys before ending the episode is my risk it for the biscuit, you might say. I'm going to give you a 3 to 6 pick parlay that you can risk some of your coin on. Today I've chosen a 4-team money line parlay. It is 4 upsets that I think have a legitimate possibility to go down. So let's jump into that. All right, perfect. It worked. That's nice. Technology actually working with me this time around. So we have the Carolina Panthers to upset the Atlanta Falcons. I just think that a divisional game, both teams are mediocre. I think that Carolina can get things going again. The first half of their schedule, they were 3-0. They played bad teams and they won. I think this is the same situation. I think they're going to play a team that has looked better than they are. Atlanta is never a team I like to back against the spread specifically, let alone money lines. I think that Carolina can upset them. I think that the Philadelphia and Detroit, I think Detroit can sneak one out. I think they can steal one from Philadelphia. Philadelphia has just not looked phenomenal on either side of the ball. And I think that Detroit, if they can muster up the same kind of performance they did last week at home for their fans and get one on the board, I think that this might be a good week that's available as an option for them. And then we have Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. Again, I think that Pittsburgh's not a phenomenal team right now, but I think that Cleveland's really banged up. And I think that those games are always so tight. 3.5 points is not enough to lay on against Pittsburgh, so that's why I'm taking the spread there. But the money line here, I really think that 2.73 payout for Pittsburgh to go into Cleveland and win, like they've done that many times in the past, and they'll probably do it many times going forward. You know, it's a divisional game. I think you can take Pittsburgh here. And then lastly is Dallas at Minnesota. I think that Dallas is a good football team in the NFC. I think that, again, Minnesota has won some close games and they lost some close games that they shouldn't one way or the other. And that could easily be the case on Sunday night as well. I think that Dallas could easily upset Minnesota. But, I mean, I would put, if I had to put my safe money, I'm going to put it on Minnesota on a solo bet. But I think that if you're going to lay it small on the line here, I think that Dallas could pull up an upset. If you were to wager $100, you could easily win $3,800. Or if you wager $10, you'll win $324 or $382, so on and so forth, right? All right, guys. I hope this video was helpful. May the odds be ever in your favor. Thanks again for watching. I'm Dave. I'm your host of Small Risks, Big Rewards. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy your NFL weekend. I am out.